Where are we at in terms of infrastructure being ready to support the mass adoption of alternative fueled vehicles? And maybe you can answer that question from the context of where you're at in the US, and then maybe a global slant on it.
The simple one-word answer I'd start with is it's nascent, right? From an infrastructure perspective, still a lot of kinks to work out. Particularly on the light duty side, right? You're starting to see commercial vehicles come online. There's plenty of models available. And from a charging infrastructure perspective, you're also seeing that start to come online. If you think about a medium or a smaller fleet, even some large fleets, right? Plenty of challenges when it comes to infrastructure, right? And then, of course, once you get the infrastructure up and running, you've got the operations to contend with, which is it's a big shift in the way that these fleets run their vehicles, right? You want to charge the vehicles for as long as possible at as low a rate as possible, right? To minimize your OpEx on energy. But that requires a lot of orchestration, et cetera. So at least from the EV perspective, it's quite nascent. In terms of other alternative fuels, however, especially on the CNG and RNG side, you've seen that infrastructure is fairly well developed, and it's been here in the US and really abroad for decades, right? So there's really not a lot of major impact to how fleets can operate their vehicles. And then, finally, probably the most nascent is hydrogen, really. And what we're seeing is, big piece of hydrogen refueling infrastructure is compression, right? Taking hydrogen as a gas and bringing it up to pressure to actually fuel a vehicle. At least from our perspective, we're seeing the need in the industry for a player who really understands kind of vehicle refueling cycles and how equipment needs to operate and a site needs to be built to refuel a heavy duty vehicle and keep that infrastructure up and running.